Last week, my brother Matt and I fixed the head. Oh. In this episode of Marina Queen, I make repairs to my teak taffrail. I inspect the health of my engine's heat exchanger, and I relieve Frog's leak of her mechanical fuel pump. Stick around. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen out there. I managed to work it out with the marina here to shift berths. So I was on a berth where I would moor starboard side 2 if I came bow in, which is what I do. And I got a berth that will allow me to come in port side 2. Up to that point, all the prevailing winds were kind of coming off my starboard bow, so I really wanted a slip that would be pushing me onto the pier, and now that I have it, the winds are changing. So there you go. I don't know if it's better or worse, but I'm going to get some port side 2 practice now. I'm starting to have grander visions. Yeah. Bigger plans. Yeah. Bigger leaps. Yeah. So I've taken off the port backstay. Matt had it off earlier, but I've taken it off again, and because I'm going to be working on filling these holes. I went ahead and roughed up some of the areas, and right now I'm going to just drill this out. I don't know if it's compacted sawdust or what it is, but it doesn't come out easily, so I'm just going to drill it out a little bit, enough to where I can put the plug in. First I got to figure out what size that hole is. Then we bring the power. I think 3/8. Ah! I'm gonna dig that old putty out of there. Well, I had to excavate it quite a bit. This is obviously some kind of a fastener. I haven't seen this before on the boat, but I'm gonna bury it in the same penetrating epoxy that I'm going to use up here. Okay, I got a little bit messy there. I'm just going to leave that. I just want to put my eyes on this heat exchanger for once. It's one of those parts I just haven't looked at yet. Pretty good. It looks pretty good. Check this out. Wow, I have oil on my face. Okay, well, you remember I bypassed the fuel pump. Well, I decided, since I had so much stuff off the engine, that it made good sense to go ahead and remove it now. And I had made a cover for it, so I might as well just put the cover on. This is 3/16 thickness steel. And I'm going to try to grind this into shape. I'm going to cut it with this. I just bought this. These are very dangerous, and they have these grinding wheels. If you don't know what you're doing, you can hurt yourself. I don't know what I'm doing.
So what you're saying is you don't know what you're doing.
I don't know what I'm doing. So this is why I'm doing it with you, baby. You keep me out of trouble.
We'll see about that.
All right, I gotta do an unboxing. All right, we're gonna figure it out. I've never owned one of these before. I have to become a metalworking god. Metal god. That is the plan. I'm going to learn how to grind metal. Grind metal. I bought these two separately. One is a cutting one, it's super thin. And then this is one I bought. And then they give you this one, which is pretty thick. I think this is more of a grinding, so I can go more sideways and push down on it. Here is the instructions. Daisy didn't have any questions. This is the Yanmar gasket for the fuel pump. So I'm gonna go with something like that. Really, the precision has to be between these two holes anyway. So. Okay, that's what I'm left with. So I have to kind of get rid of all this extra steel. So I'm gonna wanna come across right here with the grinder. I've never used this before, so let's see if I did it right. Wow, look at this. I'm very happy with how it turned out so far, you know? It's a little chilly out here this morning in Spokane. This is the day after the big rain from the bomb cyclone. Bomb cyclone.
Pretty intense.
This is the, oh yeah, the Diablo Steel Demon grinding and polishing flap disc. And hopefully it will be a little less abrasive than those cutters. I'll be able to maybe make nicer, more respectable piece here. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark where we're going to drill the holes. That looks pretty good for the gasket. So we want to drill a hole in the center right here. That looks pretty good. And another one in the center right here. So there we go. We got the two spots marked.
Looks perfect.
Yeah. That's awesome. I feel really good about it. So that is the opening to the fuel pump. The gasket on that fuel pump was way thin and the bolts were kind of loose. So I'm hoping maybe that was my oil leak. And this is everything I got. That's kind of the homemade cover. And I used the gasket that Yanmar sells as a template for the cover. And then a couple of new bolts. Easy peasy. Yeah, there it is. looks good. Maybe that was the leak. Boy, if it was, that would be great to have solved it. We'll see. For real-time updates, check out @Marina Queen Sailing on Instagram.